As they say, cheers to the weekend. Let's discuss its apple juice. Hey, how's it? How you doing, man? Back again. So I decided to be like, you know what? To prevent myself from getting into some trouble with some copyright issues and everything like that, I'm going to remove the part on the title of the show. I'm just gonna call it Voice, because Voice is actually a nickname now that I was given by two lovely, beautiful ladies. One of them is Tony Mgoma, currently a colleague of mine. We work together at Trans Africa Radio. She works with another colleague of mine, TY. They do the show before mine, which is called the Broadway Avenue. Interesting show, very, very entertaining. Gotta say. So tune in Mondays to Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And another one named Nomfundo. I never got her surname, but met this lovely ladies on the 2nd of April. It was fantastic. It was a fantastic day. And Lesos Katsumi, I just wanted to go home and watch How I Met Your Mother. But anyway, that's a story for another day, right? So I thought to myself, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people would know who I am. But then there are obviously the people that I've met in my life, the people that I've worked with, the radio stations that I've worked for. So there is quite a number of people out there who are familiar with the name Calvin Mlambo. Yabo. But now recently, seeing of the freedom that they give us at Trans Africa Radio, I decided to add in that radio guy. Because there's that person named Weza Matomane. When I first met him, he told me that he's Weza that guy. And I used to be Calvin that guy. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just add in the radio parts. Because yeah, it's what I've been doing since 2008. I've been on radio. So it's been this is year number 14 for me. Amazing. Love. It has literally been the reason why, I gotta say, when I'm a lover of life, I love life. I love meeting new people from all walks of life, from all different countries in the world, which has happened. This is the great, beautiful thing about radio. I remember this one time there was a radio DJ from Italy. He was actually walking through Riverside Mall in Nelspruit, and he walked by. I was doing the top 20 at the time on Jacaranda FM. And he came and he's like, dude, I just want to see the studio. He came through, we took a picture. I'll load it up for you if I can still find it. Yeah, it's on Facebook somewhere. I'll find it. But anywho, I'm just thinking to myself, I need to sort of let you know who I am, right? Because everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's story is fantastic and interesting. That's what I love about life. That's what I love about meeting new people. So, born in 1989. So basically, I'm a 90s kid, grew up in the 90s. And interesting enough, grew up at my grandmother's house till 98. But we also stayed in a place called Ganyamazane, Eligazi in Nelspruit, which is it's one of Nelspruit's hoods. It's actually the official hood. So we stayed there for about 3 years, if I remember correctly. And then I grew up in Waterfall Boven, right? And then in 97, my mom met this wonderful man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the man that I am. He taught me everything that I know. And Leso Skati is my stepfather. His name was Albert Hollenbach. The best man to ever walk on this earth. And this is why I now when I think back on life, I'm like, you know what? I am one blessed individual. Because here comes this guy into my mom's life. Leso Skati, it's me and my younger brother, Hope. It was only the two of us. He comes along, meets her, and of course, my mom has to let him know that, yo, listen, I've got kids. I've got two boys. And this guy comes along, he's on some, you know what? I'm going to raise them as my own. And boy, oh boy, I had the best childhood ever. He taught me how to love life and explore new things in such a way that I feel like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the man that I am. I wouldn't have had the experiences that I had. I mean, in 98, he meets my mom around, if I remember correctly, must have been around November. Yeah, November, somewhere there. We go and meet him for the first time. Obviously he's been courting my mom. When he told me the stories and my mom told me the story, it was one of the most beautiful romantic story ever. But I will tell you that at a different time. Now it's about me. So in November, we go and have dinner at his house. Awesome. In December, we move in with him. And then for the next, because he passed away in 2010, for the next 12 years, from 1998, no, 97, 98, we went everywhere, from your Cape Town to your Durban to your Mossel Bay to all over the country, basically. He's the person who taught me South Africa. He took us everywhere, especially me and my brother, So great things, great childhood. I can go into it, but it's gonna take me days. And yeah, if you get to know me and you get to know me personally, I will share some of my stories with you, And the one thing that I always tell people is that I have no reason to lie. So why would I make shit up? Some of the crap that I've been through, it sounds made up. If my life had to be made a movie, I'm telling you, Oscars. But anywho, white man, right? White man, his parents were from the Netherlands and moved to South Africa in the 50s, somewhere there. And so now we had a new family. Now, mind you, my dad is alive, right? Absent father, black plague that has been going on for generations. That's why that shit is not going to happen with me. The woman who is going to bear my children, I am with you for the rest of your life. Okay? You better know that, because no child of mine is going to grow up in a single parent's household. There's not going to be, it's daddy's weekend, it's mommy's weekend. Nope. Me and you are together for life, because we are going to raise our children as mother and father. Anywho, so I meet a new family, a white family. They teach me so many great things. I can go into this for years also, but that's going to happen as time goes by. My white cousin, why am I calling him white cousin? My cousin Jan Hendrik Hollenbach. He comes to our house when I was 14, just started high school. He comes to our house. They were doing a promotion for Crossing Super Spa. It had just opened, and they were doing promotions. So he asked me to go and join them. I was like, hell yeah, I was wearing this other trolley costume. It had the time of my life. And then it happened that the following weekend was the 5FM MTN Cheer Party, under 18s only, happening at the Dome. Leso skhathi was still known as the Coca-Cola Dome. So I'm like, lady, can I please go? Please, guys, can I go? I love Joburg. The first time I came to Joburg, I was 7 years old. We were with the school trip going to Gold Reef City. I came into the big city. I saw the buildings and I fell in love. I was like, I need to go. I need to live in Joburg. One way or another, I am going to live in Joburg. And hey, many years later, here I am. I'm in Johannesburg. So I go to the 5FM MTN Cheer Party. It's 5FM DJs. Guys, first time ever, first time concert. That shit drove me crazy. I was like, this is life. So many people in Leso skhathi. I think I drank about 8 Cokes that day. When we went back to my uncle's house in Roodepoort, I think I slept at 5 a.m. No, no, no. I actually slept at around 3 a.m. But the event ended at midnight. No alcohol was served. Good times. I remember Derek the Bandit. Oh my lord, Derek the Bandit. Guys, Derek the Bandit is a beast. And there was Roger Good. I remember ENF and Sasha Martiningo took the stage together. They were incredible. Barney Simon was still part of 5FM at the time. I actually got to work alongside Barney Simon when I was a Jacaranda, guys. Do you understand how huge that was? So, when I was 14, that's the first concert I attended. Epic night. Memorable. I will never forget it for the rest of my life. It's like obviously the first time you lose your virginity. Whoever that person is, you'll always remember them. This was me, the first ever concert I attended, 5FM MTN Chair Party. Amazing. And then, so throughout high school, I tell myself that, okay, I want to go study drama because I've always loved the arts, the theater. Oof, I love it. That's why I still want to go and pursue, my acting career because I truly, truly believe that I can bring to life so many characters and yeah, hopefully you love me, but I need to get the training. I've got natural talents, but I cannot just rely on talents alone. The industry is tough. Guys, entertainment industry, huyanyiwa. So throughout high school, I'm a big 5FM listener. Only station I listen to, 5FM. Except every time we came up to Joburg for like a family reunion or shopping or anything like that, then I tune into 947. What's now 947, but back then it was Highveld Stereo. 94.7 Highveld Stereo. Loved that tune. Love that. I used to listen to Highveld Stereo and YFM. That's where I fell in love with DJ Fresh when he was at YFM. It was insane. It was crazy. And then Fresh comes on over to 5FM, of course, many years later, which was incredible. Guys, the only time that I missed the Fresh drive was when I was sitting detention on a Friday, which I did that a lot throughout high school. I sat detention, like my entire matric year, I sat the first detention, all the following detentions to follow, till the last one. That's why I was expelled in high school. But they allowed me to write my matric exam because I was a good boy. And then, because what happened was, obviously now white family, Afrikaans speaking family, in Waterval Boven, there's a high thing in law school, Oosterlane was only Afrikaans. And my mom took us there, so, we could only speak Afrikaans. Dis hoekom ek nogal baie goed Afrikaans kan praat hoor. Vlot Afrikaans. Dis hoekom ek dit reg gekry het om by Jacaranda te werk. Jy weet? Dis omdat my Afrikaans baie goed is en baie mooi is. And, I can go on, but, let's accommodate everybody right now. Let's accommodate everybody. Made a lot of white friends, guys. There's something that I love about people. Mina, I don't see race. I've got friends from all different races. Indian friends, colored friends, of course, black friends, white friends. A South Korean guy that I went to school with. There's a guy from France that I met. Well, of course, he's white. The only people that I still have not made friends with are Maoris. And by the way, of course, I've got mixed race sisters, So I don't see color, right? What I see in a human being is their character. Of course, throughout life, you've met different people who have played different roles in your life and taught you different lessons. And it's because that's the type of person that I am. I will give each and every person a single chance to listen to their story. And then beyond some, decide that do I want this person close to me or keep them there? I mean, that's how you're supposed to do things. So, high school, made a lot of white friends. Was in the Afrikaans class from grade 3 all the way till grade 11. And then I changed to the English class. And then when I got to the English class, I saw how unfair our high school was towards the black side. So many different subjects were offered to the Afrikaans class, but the English class was so limited. I was good in accounting, guys. I was an 80s, 90s student in accounting. And then when I switched to English, I was told I can't take accounting anymore. one of the things that I thought about was becoming an accountant. And good Lord, we all know those people make money. They make bucket loads of money, But I couldn't do that because it wasn't offered to the English class. When I asked why, can I maybe do all my other subjects in English and still continue accounting and Afrikaans? I wasn't allowed. So that's when I was like, you know what? Fuck this high school. They are going to feel me. And I rebelled against the high school. But, and here's the beautiful thing about me, I stay within the rules, within the boundaries that are set there. Every now and again, I'll push it a bit where I can. And that's what got me expelled, because most of my demerits were for silly things, coming late, forgetting Phuket at home, maybe wearing not the right socks, because I used to rock white socks to school, and then they'd have a surprise inspection. Let's just got white socks, no belt, 2 demerits, 4 demerits. At the end of it all that year, I had about 308 demerits. The only other person that had more than me was my younger brother and this other white kid. That nigga was a legend, still is a legend. So high school was fun. And then now when I think about it, I'm still in radio for so many years. And the idea was actually planted by my English teacher, Mrs. Kuhn. That's why I respect teachers so much, because Mrs. Kuhn, during my what we used to call the oral exams, you get there, she gives you a book to read, and you also prepare a piece. You come and you read it to her, and then you just have a small discussion. So during our orals, right, our oral exams, she's like, Calvin, what is your plan for next year? I'm like, ma'am, well, at the current moment, I don't think I'll be able to go to varsity next year because finances aren't looking well at home. But should the opportunity come, I want to go into and study drama as my option A. And then she's like, what are your other options? Because you have to have more than one. I'm like, option number 2 is journalism. I'm going to study journalism. And then option number 3 is radio. Because I had been reading up on Leanne Manas, who else? Rob Vembe, Jeremy Mansfield. Who else went to Rhodes? Yeah, they all went to Rhodes and they studied journalism. And I saw, okay, so that is how I'm going to get into radio. But now, as fate will have it, I get a job as a waiter, right? Just so that I can be busy, because I knew that I'm not going to varsity. There was no money at home. I get a job as a waiter. I start working at Jazz Time Cafe. No, I actually started at Panarotti's. Then I went to Jazz Time Cafe. Then I went to Mediterranean. In December of 2007, brand new station called Empower FM opens up in Nelspruit, right across the street from the Riverside Mall where I used to work. And I'm like, okay, this seems interesting. I need to come and pay them a visit. But instead of me going to the station, somebody from the station comes to the restaurant, and guess where they sit? In my section. I go up to him. I'm like, good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Calvin Lambo. I'll be your waiter for the evening. Dude looks at me. He's like, okay. I take the drink order. Whilst I'm at the bar, waiting for their drinks, my colleague Vusi comes to me. He's like, yo, dude, bakfuna la table 12. I'm thinking, oh crap, what the hell did I do now? Okay, I go up to him. A guy by the name of Lyndon Johnston. He was the station manager recently at Classic FM, if I remember correctly. He looks at me, he's like, young man, have you ever thought about being in radio? Huh? Yeah. Of course, it's there. It's part of the plan. So he's like, okay, listen, I work for Empower FM. Have you heard about us? I'm like, yeah, you guys are right across the street. I see you guys every day when I come to work. He's like, listen, I work for Empower FM. I'm at the studio at the station from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. If you have some time, please come and see me. Okay. Takes out he takes a serviette and he writes down his name. I still have that serviette right now, somewhere in my boxes. And he's like, come and see me tomorrow. Was I not there at 8:30? He said he's there from 9 o'clock. Me, I'm there at 8:30, mama. I get there And he's also there. He's already there. He's already spoken to a person who would become one of my mentors, one of my biggest friends in life. I actually spoke to him 2 weeks ago, when I was going through the most, and he called me and he has helped me out in so many ways. I really, really love that guy. He's by the name of David Watts. So I meet David Watts, and David Watts is on some thing he told me about you yesterday. You work at some restaurant. So, young man, what do you know about radio? So obviously, having listened to 5FM, and you listen to Jacaranda and Highveld, YFM. When we went down to Cape Town, I listened to Good Hope FM down there. I was like, so I tell him, the different stations that I listen to, and also thanks to DSTV back in the day, you could tune in. So he's like, okay, so listen, we've got an internship program that's currently running right now. Would you be interested? I'm like, yeah, definitely. He's like, okay. Walks me to the production studio. There I meet my second mentor, Dave Walters. Dave Walters, from the get-go, from day one, tells me the one golden rule. Also, David Watts told me that golden rule. The only time you should give your opinion on radio is when somebody asks for it. Besides that, deliver great content, stay within the time limit, don't overtalk. People tune into radio to listen to music and to have those conversations. Yes, every now and again you can have a 5-minute long link. That's if you're on breakfast or afternoon drive. But anytime besides that, listen, shut the hell up, play the music. And that's what I've been doing all these years. But I've been keeping it interesting because, hey, I still get hired. That's the one thing that always amazes me. And that's where I say that, you know what? When something is meant for you, you see that man upstairs there? Everything happens at the right time. So I get into radio. I start the internship program. Didn't sign anything, Joined the interns. There were 6 of, how many of us? It was myself, Ronnie Bembe, Sean, Petile, Lalu, and Sasha. Yes, there were 6 of us. No. But Sasha actually joined after I had already signed my contract. No. Yeah, no. Sasha actually was runner-up in a competition that was won by Miguel, but she ended up also getting the thingy, and I ended up working with her later on at Jacaranda, in 2016. But anyway, out of all the 5 of us, after 8 months, now the internship program ran for a year. After 8 months, I get called into the office one day by David Watts. He's on some, dude, listen, we are impressed. We love your work. We're not going to say much. There you go. I want some Himan. Contracti. Yeah. First job in my life. 2 shows, Saturdays and Sundays, 6 to 9 a.m. 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, it was called the Party Zone. On Sunday, it was called the Sunday Sundowner Show. So, yeah. But yeah, the pay was rubbish. The pay was crap. I got paid a whole 2,100 rand. But of course, what would happen after that is that a lot of guys would take off and I'd be asked to stand in. And I would stand in literally at that point in time. The only show that I never did was breakfast or afternoon drive because those guys hardly took off. But every other time, 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 6 to 9 p.m. weekdays, 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 to 6. Did all of those, all of them in my 2 years at Empower FM. Then 2010 came along. Oh, ladies on some, you're going to school. I'm like, yay, look at how everything is working out. Finally, now option B has made itself available. I'm like, definitely studying journalism. Go study journalism at Varsity College. Meet people from all over the world at that place. It was so awesome. And I'm a person that I can talk to anybody, most of the time. There are times when I'm a bit scared. But anyway, I go to VC. Now, this is after 2 great years at Empower FM. I can tell you stories about Empower FM. I can tell you how a guy I used to work with who was a friend and a colleague ended up screwing my girlfriend at the time. I can tell you that story. I can tell you how one day I passed out in the bathroom and they put chicken bones in my hands when we announced the winner of the presenter search. That was like in 2008. And the one thing that I used to tell people, I was like, guys, I'm a bloody 19-year-old kid. I got into radio when I was still 18. No, my birthday had already passed. Because, Lyndon Johnston came in March. Was it March? No, it must have been February. Yeah, it was in Feb. Empower FM started in December. Yeah, because I joined them when they were 3 months old. December, January, Feb. Yes, Feb. Joined the internship program in April because for an entire month somewhere there, I don't know why I disappeared. But anyway, that's a story for another day. A lot of things happened at Empower, but we'll delve into that as time goes by. 2010, varsity college. I'm like, okay, break off radio. I'm gonna be a student because now I'm 21. I was a student of note, but then, as everybody in broadcasting, passionate about radio, about the arts, about your crafts, when that radio bug bites, it bites very hard, right? So 2010, no radio whatsoever. I'm being a student. I have no care in the world. Just need to go to class, ensure that I pass, and of course I did. 2011, now, mind you, at Empower, there was a guy named Neil Gundry. He's my third mentor. And funny enough is all these guys, all their names are David. David Gundry, David Walters, David Watts. All of them. So, hey, how ironic. And all three of them have played the biggest roles in my career from the beginning to where it's currently at right now. And I know that they're going to continue throughout my entire career, God willing. So Neil Gundry moves to Joburg in 2010. David Watts follows him. They give me a call in 2011. They're like, dude, stop writing bullshit on Facebook. Here's an address. Come and see us. I get there. Where are they at? Mix 93.8 FM. I'm like, all right, what's this now? Community radio. Now, mind you, Empower FM was commercial. Now I go community. Best 3 years of my 20s. Because I got to go to Nickelback. I got to go to the Rand Easter show for like 2 years in a row. All VIP, all beautiful. I got to attend, I don't know how many concerts. Yeah, about 3 concerts that I attended at Mix. Got to do outside broadcasts in a restaurant where there were live bands. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. Amazing 3 years of my life. And then, David Watts calls me one day. He's like, Calvin, listen, there's going to be a lady by the name of Gina who's going to call you. You need to answer that phone call. I'm like, okay. And hey, 5 minutes later, Gina calls. I'm not going to try to pronounce her surname because she's Greek, okay? And we all know Greek surnames, very, very complicated. So I'm not gonna. So Gina calls me and she tells me that, yo, listen, I work for a company named Magos Media. We specialize in casino AMCs, airport radio, and a bunch of things. They're a media agency. We've got auditions at the Carousel in Hammanskraal happening on Thursday. Would you be interested? I'm like, hell yeah.